it's everything. The children are getting it on the table, every spoon fed, everything. So when I compare it, and today what I am, I always think that many of them say that traditional teaching is not good. It is good. The Gurukul system Oh, yes, we had canes on our knuckles if we were very naughty. They show your knuckles. Okay, you get two, three canes, and then okay, stand out. We had all those fun. Even punishment was like a fun for us. Okay, today you got punishment. I will not get punishment today. I'm not going to get. It was like a competition even for that, but it was a healthy one. There was no, why did you get so much marks? Why did I get? There's no like biasism or bullying sort of thing, but it was a healthy studies that we got. And being into like a convent and Kendriya Vidyalaya product, so it is like you are groomed all over as a holistic development of a child. So that is something that I recall nowadays. Like I compare ourselves, like maybe I'm like much before you people, what you all have studied, and then after us, your generation also would have a lot of difference. Even the 20th, 18th, 19th, 20th century students will also think that no, what we got studies that time was really good than compared to what we are getting. But yes, and many children are really blessed to have much more technological, much more advanced studies, and keeping in mind the changes that is coming up with our education system, mostly when it is a combination of the conventional traditional, then the a bit of a change, and then technological, everything is combined together, and hopefully we would definitely see many more children who could really create a history with a future India. And that's what I feel. And yes, I have two children. I have a son and a daughter, and both are well settled. And my son is into medical transcription, and my daughter is what do you say, psychologist, and she teaches psychology for the college level, and she's done her master's clinical and counseling psychology. So yeah, it's a great journey from that from childhood to this. It's good. Thank you.
Yeah, it's really great to know about you as a child and now about your family that you have. And actually, because you are an educator, so I would like to know how did you choose to be an educator? It was by choice or by chance? And how was your journey from a teacher to principal and regional head? So how was that?
This question actually, if I have to be very frank, it would be either like a surprise to everyone, or it would be a lesson to everyone, maybe. But yes, it was not a cakewalk. How good the childhood spends, and we never know once we step into our youth, and that generation being very obedient and very honest to our parents and whatever it is. So, but that time the thought mindset of the parents was different, and it differs, and that makes a lot of difference in a child's life, right? So, yeah, just to bring it to you a bit surprised, I started my career as a teacher. You should say it was neither by choice or nor by chance. It was the need of the hour. Okay. And yeah, so I joined as a teacher because I was born and brought up in North India. So my Hindi language was pretty good. And in South India, it is very difficult to find Hindi teachers. Right. So that part of time, um, due to some reasons, I actually failed in my 12th grade. I was a failure, actually. And I never expected that I would go for a job. Neither I thought that, the typical women thought, घर है, शादी हो जाएगी, अपना घर देखना. That was the picture of that time of the thing. But yeah, situation made me, and I got to know that some school is one is required a Hindi teacher. So I joined the school. Who didn't know ABC of teaching? No idea of how to teach children. Though I had two kids by then, because we got early marriage, and I was like, you can say a child marriage, you can say that for me, because it was before 18. So yes, that's why I said very obedient to children. What we were of that, if we know, whatever parents say, yes, it was that way we used to, no questioning. We didn't have that right even to question that time. We didn't get that liberty to think our own self. That is what I emphasize, and let them think, let them think. That is where I'm coming at. So I joined as a Hindi teacher, but to my surprise, I really excelled well. I'm a very keen observer, a very quick learner I can say even now. And I learned what to do, how to, even if I didn't knew how to do or what to do, I would, for everything or anything that the principal or the management says, without thinking, I'll raise my hand. I'm going to participate. I'm going to conduct this event. I will do this. So that learning madness started from there. Okay. And believe it or not, after 5 years, I was kicked out of the school. Why? 12th, a failure as a 12th. And then you have no degree, 12th itself is not completed. It was like, after that, I was like, oh, the thing is, I got the job and I was like very happy. Oh, no, nothing to study or nothing to do now. I got the job. Job was something very, came miraculously to me. But then once, because they said that there is a demand from the government that you have to do either TCH or a diploma in teaching or something you have to do, otherwise we can't. Okay, I came out. Because of this 5 years of my beginning of this teaching career, I got another job in another school, though I was not qualified. But because that time Hindi, it was like third language or something very easily taken. So it was not necessary. If you know the language, yes, they go. Luckily, I got in another school. But that was a lesson for me. I went back to my college and I went back, and the same sister was, still there. Like it's a difference of 5, 6, 8 years. So she was still there. Said, I want to take a readmission and complete my 12th. And it was like, the sisters, like she just was like very sarcastic. Okay. Oh, better late than never. I said, yeah, sister, but I really need to. So at that part of time, one of the professor, his children were my students, and I became that professor's student. So which means that I was teaching the student and I was the student of their father. So it was like I had to take the subject related coaching because it was a lot of changes in the syllabus and all. So along with that job, I completed my 12th. Then it was, once I completed, I got that confidence more in me. And then it was like never looking back. I went on and on. And so learning, it should come to you. Nobody can teach you or force you to learn. If you're open to learning and if you're open that you don't think that, okay, what would others say? कौन अभी ये उम्र में जाके मैं कॉलेज जाऊंगी तो कौन क्या बोले, कैसे करेगा, क्या करेगा? You should never think that, because it's your life. You need to move forward. You need to learn. So after that, then I did my BA and BEd, which was in distinction. I stood up with distinction, and yeah, it's not that only studies was there. I had complete responsibility of 2 kids, handling the house, taking care of each and every aspect along with my studies, their studies. So we all grew together, my kids and me. We grew together. So then I started getting good jobs. I worked most of the parts. I worked in Tamil Nadu. I worked in Jammu Kashmir, in Pulwama for 1 year as a principal director. So then after a couple of years, then I wrote the thesis on research and training, and I got the doctorate award. And yes, from then on, it was like too many things that I started doing, I wanted to do. And yes, my last job being as the last to last job being as the regional director of schools with Zealand gave me a huge exposure with the past experience that I had. So that made me think that let me utilize the experience and the exposure that I've got. And that's when I opened up my own venture, which is Harvest Education Transformation Solutions. Yes, it is a drawback of, it is lagging back because of many things. We don't have team, we don't have people or whatever, but I have never let it fade away or die away. I'm keeping it alive. But yes, there is for me it is still a dream that I want to make it big, and it is happening. We are coming to a certain this thing and a certain growth, and at the same time we have an NGO. Again, every now and then I do a little bit of a social community services, in pandemic we did more, like we gave blankets and then food items and all that. We didn't display more because I believe इस हाथ से जो देता है वो इस हाथ को भी पता नहीं चलना चाहिए. That's nothing. That is what it is. What really is as a human that we help others. That is what it is. So that is one aspect what I'm handling right now. So this is my story in brief. So this is what it is of my career, what I'm today.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So nice to know how you have structured like things to you got a job, then you have to study managing kids. I think it's really so it is said that women are multitasking. We are doing so many things at a time. So that is really wonderful. And now
Thank you.
you have started with your own venture, I think, Harvest Educational Transformation Solutions. So, ma'am, what is it about, and how does it work, and how did you start it? How did you get that concept to start such an organization?
As I mentioned earlier, with the 30 years of, 20, yeah, more than 30 years, including the corporate, I missed out telling I worked as 5 years into corporate HSBC bank as well. So the corporate also gave me a lot of exposure with technicality. I didn't know how to use computers. I didn't know how to use a laptop till then, till I started in the corporate. I didn't know. And that is when, with all the years of experience, that got me a thought like, yeah. And all the trainings or wherever we go, the conferences, I attend a lot of conferences, not now, but at that part of time in the learning process, I attended many conferences, which really boosted me up. And every note that I had done that time is still with me. I used to note down all the speakers, whatever they say. I used to literally note down because I always believe that how much ever you know, there are still so many things that you still don't know. And once you find out that, you stop at a place and think, oh, I think I know everything now. I don't need to learn anything. Then you're gone. How the way you go on learning, that is how you go on growing. That's how you go on expand, getting that exposure to the beyond the horizon. Right. So those conferences and which I attended and all that, with all the experience, then I thought like there are many gaps. There are many minus points in the trainings, in the way of delivering. As I mentioned earlier, I'm very keen observer, very, very keen observer, even to the minutest to the mind. So those things I had piled up, and then finally I started this. And Harvest Education Transformation Solution, it's me. It's all alone and only led by a couple of my team members who are with me from the beginning. No doubt, whatever it is, they have not left me. And we don't work with keeping in mind any money. Okay, I'm getting to get some money from her, or I'm going to get. We don't utilize each other. We are always, anything that we do, we join hands, and whatever we do it in a very differently. And yes, Harvest Education Transformation, again, it's we are into teacher academic program, efficiency programs, student exploring programs, and fostering efficiency program. Life skills, we go ahead with value added programs, VAP, value added programs, then counseling and startup schools who need guidance and assistance with us and from us. And then assessments. Based on the assessments, we go ahead and conduct the design the teacher training program for the teachers in every school. So right now I'm on a couple of platforms. I'm a resource person. In a couple of schools, I'm an academic advisor and mentor for them. And I visit the school like 10 days in a month, or another school, another 10 days in a month. And the remaining, I do my resource, um, uh, the uh, the part of the resource person on these platforms where I go give the sessions and take it up. So these are the programs which we do, and we also do corporate trainings as well, like leadership, motivation, because they need more of that. Because that is their monotonous job. Because I worked in corporate, so I know like all round the clock, like don't know when your shift starts, and you are so demotivated with the night shift from on after night 3 to morning 6, and sometimes morning 2 to it is like very tedious. So we decided like yeah, but we don't do marketing. It's just word of mouth that I am getting to go to these sessions. And I'm happy that, yes, word of mouth, if it is working a lot, which means that one's work talks. A work that talks is more than the branding or the marketing. So these are the these are the trainings that we provide to overall, you can say, the complete stakeholder of schools.
Yeah, that's really great. You're doing a great job. Like you have used your passion, you use your knowledge, and you're benefiting the society. You're doing a lot of things. In fact, through the organization that you have set up, and we know that when you work with such a determination, surely it is going to work. Like you were saying about you don't do marketing, but still you have many people who are approaching you for the trainings and all. And when you have, when you are an educator, when you are a teacher, you have also organized a number of training programs for the teacher. So can you just share about what were these trainings about when you trained the teachers, and how the trainings are helpful for the teachers? Because
Yeah. So the trainings that we conduct, as I said, we go ahead with the assessment pattern. So in that assessment, like there are, the first thing is, when I passed like 20 years into education, then started these trainings and all started coming up. People used to come and train and all that. So we used to attend. So it was like, how is that we are measured? How is that we are assessed? How is that we can be find a gap in a teacher to make them improve? Because all the five fingers are not the same. Every teacher has their own strength, have their own weaknesses, have their own skills, have their own talents. You never know what is that is hidden in them. Are you, if you're training, is it that you are really finding that niche in them, making them find out the niche that they want to lead? If you're not finding out in them, and if you're just putting everybody in a room and you just give it a session and you walk out, so what have you done? And why, if I'm attending Dr. Anjum's session, and if I'm not able to understand what it is, I mean, then I'm lost. But it was good. But how is this to be for me? What is that I need to learn from the whole thing? It was good. I mean, that is how we analyze the teachers. That is what is the main thing. Because until unless you analyze them, you would not be able to train them. Suppose we take multiple intelligence. Multiple intelligence, couple of teachers know already. But if I'm putting everybody into that training, the one who knows will say, अरे यार फिर से यही training दे रहे हैं, ये तो सीख के हम थक गए. It is like they won't be interested. So if you are not interested, and if I teach you something which you don't know at all, your eyes will be broader, your ears will stand, your mind starts working. Okay, what is this? Because when we say, when you want to teach to bring the children into critical thinking, analyzing, and then understanding, and all the pattern of Bloom's taxonomy, then the same applies with the teachers. What if they don't understand? What is the point in doing it? So we do a lot of back end work. We do a lot of research, and then we take up and we give a plan to the schools accordingly, and then we groom them the whole year. So our trainings are completely aligned for the whole year, and you give the trainings for them. And simultaneously, we go with the parent orientations and 10th graders and the 9th graders, all these do. Why is 10th important? Why is 12th important? Everybody, they say this is your turning point. This is your this is the time that you really need to show your love to your parents, how much you can score. It is like something, but why is it important? Are we telling them? We have never thought of that. Why is it important? That why is the biggest question mark in the children's mind, even in the teachers, I should say. Why? Because B.Ed, what I studied 25 years back, right? Even today, there's the same curriculum. And poor thing, the students, they study, they put their effort, they come out, but still they are alien to the outside education world. When they come to school, they're not meeting the expectation of the school. Why? Because they don't know. So that is where we come into the picture.
Yes, ma'am. You're really, as you were telling earlier, that you are a keen observer. See, so I was, when you were speaking, I was observing you actually, how keenly you think about. Otherwise, most of the times, we say that we send the teachers for the training, but they gain nothing out of it. Because the trainings are just, okay, this is the module, this has some 3 modules, 4 modules, and you have to attend it. But they are not designed according to the teachers, what they like, what they dislike, what they know, or what they don't know. So when we look at this pattern, okay, this class of teachers, this particular group of teachers should be trained for this particular topic or this particular area, then I think trainings will be more beneficial. Otherwise, nowadays there are so many trainings going on, and teachers say, "Arey, fir se aa gaya, fir se training."
Yes.
So there should be changes, and teachers should be sent for training according to their interest. So that's really a very good thing that I got from you now.
Thank you.
And ma'am, like when I was reading your profile, a very interesting thing that I just else that caught my eye, and it was you believe in imparting education beyond books. So please tell something more about this.
Yeah, I very strongly believe in that. Why? As I shared with you the beginning of my career, that was not my books that I got me the job, right? That's not the book. It's the knowledge that I had got the job by the knowledge, right? But what I learned with that knowledge in that school, that is what is called beyond books. That doesn't come with you, along with you in your books. It doesn't show it. And your eagerness to do what it is. Beyond books is nothing. See, I always say, most of the platforms I always share, education is, has two or, more than 2 categories. One is which you just go on studying. Knowledge is so much in your head, but you don't know. And keeping that knowledge, you have done double PhD, triple PhD, whatever degrees you have done. But if that higher education takes you to somewhere that I am a person, I mean, you need to respect me because I've done my 3 PhDs or whatever PhDs, and I get that attitude of not being humble. So that is when we say that, you are not educated. The more degrees you get, it should make you more humble rather than getting that attitude. So, and along with that humbleness, again, whatever position you are, the way you treat the people around you. It could be a gardener in a school. It could be a mason in your school who is doing the work. It could be the aunties who are working there, who are helping you with their daily tea, with everything. It's not that you need to shout or you need to order because you are the authority. Because I never believed the chair. Never believed the chair. I don't want the chair. But then it is how it is. Because I'll just share one example. I was like as a principal in Bangalore in one of the school. I never questioned anybody. I mean, the workers who are doing things. It's a huge campus. So I just, the block, building a block, and that was different, a bit far away. So I had to walk always to my office and to the school. So I was just look around and then I'll come back. So before I could come back to my cabin, the gardener from this end will come. Ma'am, I've done all the work today. I mean, we talk Kannada to the local people here. So in Kannada, he'll come. Ma'am, I've done. I said, I yell upon his name. I still don't forget his name. I mean, I didn't ask you. No, ma'am, you didn't. You don't even ask. But the way you just look around, we feel that yes, you are observing whether we are doing the work or not. So they should do the work or with love that they feel from you. And when they get that, you are somewhere beyond books. And knowledge is not nothing. They don't have knowledge. They have not studied, but they learn, or they know the language of love. They know the language of affection. They know the language of respect. We need to give them. So when it's degree certificates, your attitude, and your values. If these three are not there, then you are not educated. I mean, that what I have learned in a very hard way, and me being treated at the same time the way which I don't want others to be treated. That's where I define myself in the education. Education, that is how I define. So that is what I mean by beyond books. And again, beyond books, when we talk, we just pressurize our kids from 12. This is my family, your whole family is a doctor, and you also need to be a doctor. You need to be an engineer. But are we respecting them with their thoughts, their words, their thoughts, their what they want to do? What is their interest? We never get that. We don't do that. That is one of the finest points. And if they are having, we find out what skills they have, what is the talent that they have, what is that they want to learn. Always that 4 W's and 1 H comes. The 4 why, what, which, where, and how. So when all these we calculate with our children, then that is where the next generation would go. Because if only the marks will not teach them the skills of the outside world, challenges that they have to face. When I said why 10th is important, 10th is very important. Why? Because this is the first time you're not competing only with the 27 members of the class, but you're competing, you are giving exams with the whole 10th graders of the nation, I mean of our country. Isn't that the daring thing that you're doing? It's not in your class result now. It is bigger. Not that, oh, you're competing with them. No, you compete with your own self. Don't compete with others. You need to compete with your own self. It's the same with the teachers as well. Do what you want to do. Don't check on others what they are doing. You do what you want to do. You will reach somewhere what you want to do. Because when I used to attend, and I said I'm at conferences I used to attend, apart from listening to them, I used to always think, gosh, Kabhi, I would get an opportunity to stand there and, I would talk. that want to learn was so strong that I'm surprised today I can talk. But actually, I was not this before. So there are many things which I mean beyond books. Beyond books is lot of things. Even to cut a small fruit is beyond books. We have experiential learning, we have learning by doing. I mean, experiential is learning by doing, and then we have the critical thinking, we have the what do you call the so many. I mean, the all the NEP what we have overall, the thinking over the bringing up the kids into education sector, they all lead to the challenges of life. If math, English, social is, you get one or the other integration, because social study gives you the outside world knowledge. How English is supporting the outside world knowledge? You studied, you engineering, you did, doctor, you did, but you don't know how to communicate, you don't know how to give an interview. So where did the language go when you're facing the world? So these are the small things which it's difficult to make everybody understand this, but this is the fact that our educators or in our education field, that is what we need to actually bring in.
Yes, ma'am. And ma'am, as you were talking about the exams, the 10th and 12th, you must be knowing that it is even less than a month that the CBSE exams will be starting for the 10th and 12th. So, can you just give some few important tips for the children as well as the parents to handle the stress of exam? Because everyone is just giving them stress, exams, exams, exams. So, just to handle the stress, what should be done?
That word stress has to be deleted from your mind.
Yes.
Very importantly, and the word stress, the pressure, turning point, these are a couple of words automatically gives you that stress and pressure and everything, until unless you don't, a parent doesn't sit with the child and ask like, how you want to study, what is that you want to study. You're not studying for us, you're studying for your own self. And parents should understand that children are not studying for them. It is their life. They are going to groom their life. The children cannot groom according to the parent. Never it can be. Because I have seen many of the students who have, just to make their parents happy, they have done MBBS, they have done engineering. But where are they? Where have they come back? They've come back as DJ. Why? And that is, the parents don't understand as to how difficult it is for the child to please the parent, please themselves also. Am I doing justice with my growth? 5 to 6 years of MBBS or medical, whatever the duration the child studies, then what is the point of putting money, the child's effort, the child's years have gone by, and the child coming back to, after it gets to certain age, the mind gets more matured, and the child will do what he or she wants to do. So why not ask them in the beginning itself? Why not tell them you will not waste their life, right? So that is what I always tell the parents, even when we have the orientation. I said, let them study, but take care of them. Let them study the way they want. Example, my daughter, I will say, because I have grown up listening that my parents telling, early morning 5 o'clock is the best time to study. You should get up early, sit and study. That was what I've been listening. But if I am telling today's generation, you should be getting up early and you used to do that. I think you used to do, but why should they do? They are not, the complete climatic change has happened. Even the complete environmental change has happened. They don't have that sort of mentality or that sort of to just blindly follow. They have question. If you study suppose you get a question back, parent gets a question back, and if what we are telling them we have not been proved. 5 बजे उठ गए, हमने बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ाई की, आज हायर पोजीशन पे क्यों नहीं हो? That will be the reverse back from the children. But if I ask that, yeah, we used to study, but my daughter, she studies only in the night. I used to get scared. रात को पढ़ेगी, फिर सुबह स्कूल जाएगी, तो फिर how will she be fresh to write the exam? नहीं, she would study only in the night. Even now, being a lecturer, she does her work only in the night. So leave them, give them what when they want to study. Don't pressurize them. नहीं, 3 घंटा बैठ के पढ़ना है means 1 hour they study, because their span of concentration, or the span of concentration on one topic or one subject will be just 30 minutes or max to 40 minutes of 9th and 10th and 11th and 12th graders max. Then they have to divert. 2 मिनट के लिए म्यूजिक सुन लिया, 2 मिनट उठ के गार्डन में घूम कर आ गए, 2 मिनट वरांडा में एक वॉक लगा लिया, और यू जस्ट गो इन द किचन एंड हैव मंच समथिंग, कम बैक, okay, I finished this much. Teach them how to study, what to study, what is the way, the pattern of studying. If we teach them that, that will be more beneficial to them rather than just going by what you did and you want your children to do. That is the biggest mistake what I am a parent as well. But with me doing all the other works, I don't remember, I'm very frankly telling, I'm not a goody goody mother. I am more because I've been born and brought up into army. I mean, I have an army lineage from grandfather to my dad. Means my uncle, both uncles, sons, all are in army. Everybody. And we've been born and brought up into that environment. It's more like, not a very cuddling mom, or very, not, because that has not come to me, because yeah, loving and caring, that is different. But too much of pampering, too much of whatever you want, I'm getting, I'm bribing them. Okay, you get 90% or 95%. You check, there's there you will, whatever you want, we'll give it to you. So those bribing, whatever, you need to make them, a parent need to tell, you are studying for your own self. I am there today, tomorrow I am not. If you have to be a bit harsh to your, I mean, they think that, oh, bacha hai, usko kaise bolenge. No, that is the age that they understand what you say. So, yeah, maybe not everybody agree, but this really works because they know their own value. You're bringing them their own value, their own self-worth, what they are doing, they are responsible, not their parents. So that once the parent and the teacher does to the children, trust me, the children will really find their way out. So yes, just one or two examples I share for the children to be giving that space for them and having a bed of drawing lines. Certain drawing lines is necessary being as a parent, but give them that space, let them understand, let them learn with their mistakes. Who will do mistake? Can we afford to do mistakes? जब हम बड़े लोग ही इतने कभी कभी बहुत बड़ी गलतियां कर देते हैं, knowingly and unknowingly, and the end of the day they are small kids. So we need to, as a parent, we need to understand them first, help them, support them to grow, not impose yourself on them. That's what I want to say.
Oh, that's a wonderful thing, ma'am. And just we need to support the children, and we shouldn't just pressurizing them. Well, nowadays the kids won't agree to it that
Yeah.
they yes, I want you to become so and so, so don't agree. But the earlier, like if we can say in the earlier decade ago and all, this used to happen because like I am in an engineering college, and I have seen after doing BTech and MTech, the my students, those who have become choreographers, those who have become makeup artists, those who have become
Exactly.
politicians. I have seen all those. I've seen all those. So yes, we shouldn't be pressurizing them. In fact, that
Right.
was very good thought that you gave. And ma'am, who are your role models?
Okay. That's I didn't actually have time to select a role model. I mean, I'm very open. Everybody says these are my role models. But yes, in my family, the way I carry values, the way I carry myself, the way I design my life is one role model in my own family is my mom's elder brother, my Mamaji. He is a retired major from army, and I have learned lots from him. I have learned a lot. He is the role model. How much you need to talk. He won't teach. Punctuality, it was like, I have got like, small children when they beginning to eat, they make noise in the, while they're chewing, like, they make noise and shake their legs or whatever, those small things. It was how it was. It was one time, two time, three time. Fourth time you're going to get one, and I one day, because I used to do more. The more he says, don't do it, I used to do more. The one day, believe me, Dr. Anjum, he just gave me one. And I really rolled down the chair, and I'm not that big also. Even now I'm a tiny, but at that time I was much more tiny. Just one. That was the first and the last that I again made sound when I'm eating. So everything was first, like, now when I come to this, I even say, even in schools, I always do, as a principal, I always do the same way. First is call them, clarify them, send them. Second one, it's a warning. Third one is again, we give them a memo. And then the fourth will be the final. So we give them opportunity to learn, correct them. We need to give them opportunity. You cannot be very rude to anybody. So he is my role model, and the area, the location where I was born and brought up, it was a completely cantonment area, and this thing. So when I stepped out to the civil areas, civil, what we call, right, the civil areas, I was like, अरे बाप रे, quarters and nice campus से निकल के यहाँ कैसे रहेंगे? It was so difficult for me to digest as well. So that is how I consider him as a role model, and learned to um, groom myself in every situation, adapt to the situation, face the situation, and not to get stressed, but find out a solution. And even today, I'm the same. I find out solution rather than getting. पहले if there is a problem given by God, there is always a solution for that. Until unless you really calm down and think and you solve it, there is a solution. So he's one of my role model, and many other speakers who I told that I used to go to conferences. I don't remember the names and as such, because it's a long time. But yes, everybody, every person, I consider them as a role model, if I should say it that way. Every person, I mean, even my own students, I should say that yes, they are my role models as well. Because there's lots to learn from kids. If I may be different, but I would always say, I tell everybody, there's a lot to learn from the kids. They selfless love. None of we adults have that. We look one motive behind whatever we do, or one motive behind whatever we say, but they just say it wholeheartedly. They just love you wholeheartedly. Isn't that one big thing that an adult should learn? So they are our role models, one way or the other. They give happiness, spread happiness. Why don't we learn from them? And so this is a short role model, what I feel to be.
Yeah, ma'am, it's wonderful. And ma'am, what are plans do you have for expanding your organization that you're working with? Yeah, Harvest Educational Transformation Solutions. So, what all plans do you have to expand it,
So
and how
it's
to work in the future?
okay. So
Yes.
yeah, I do have plans. Taking up bigger projects, tying up with chain of schools, and building up one strong team, which I already have. Building up the strong team, more of the specialized expertise and all that, and which from next year I'm going to, and I've already started bringing it on a bigger horizon. as I said, that everywhere I was called, I'm sorry, but I'm just saying it, award shows and all that. But I have never been into any award show where we pay and take the awards. I conducted one award show where, yes, we need to meet the expenses. It is 1,000 or 500, 1,000 or max 2,500, because everybody is earning their pocket out. Everybody is earning. Just because my thoughts are different. So just because they want to get recognition, they can't shell out the money. Not everybody, and teachers are very, meagerly paid, and we just cannot. But there are so many talents that are hidden behind the curtain that I'm hunting them out and bringing it on the forum to give awards. And while taking it on a broader platform, last year I conducted one summit in Bangalore. And this year again, I'm going to conduct one more summit in the month of March. So that is making my family bigger and bigger. And yes, more lot of research. What I'm doing, I do a lot of research to find out what is the best that we can find to groom the teachers, upgrade the teachers more. And if you see this generation, most of the current generation, when they go for higher studies, they don't want to come back to India. They don't want to. And why? Because of a lot of manipulation, corruption, no value for their labor. Whether you are a gardener, whether you are a teacher, whether you, whatever you are, because everybody looks your position, okay, it is a manipulated one. You are you're paying something, you are given the chance, the person, the child who's really wanting, because this happened right in front of me when my daughter, I was taking admission for my daughter's BA. One child, her name is Shaina something. She's literally, she was literally crying because she had to pay for the exam. You please get me in. I'll pay you after one week. I'll pay you, but please put my name in there. It was literally crying. I even now, believe it, I get goosebumps because I feel so bad, and they were treated so. She was treated, and that time I was really feeling that I wish I had money to pay her fees. I wish I had the money to pay her fees. I was feeling that bad. So the generation is don't want to stay here. And if you see the survey, you will find very less young generation want to become a teacher. Very few, very few. Why? It is not respected nowadays as we used to respect our teachers. So it is very important for the children to create their worth and respect towards the teachers, because there are a couple of schools which I have gone for, maybe for counseling or a session. They are like literally manipulating teachers itself. And the teacher's like, oh my goodness, really? And we don't expect, like, seventh, eighth, ninth children could do this. Not even the high school, 10th, 11th, 12th, higher secondary. So, very importantly, is that we need to, I'm finding out certain ways that how we can bring that love and affection in them rather than hatred, rather than rebellion, rather than being away from parents. They don't want relation, like a bonding, nothing they have. How I can bring that in the children, that is what I want to work on. And yes, teachers, I want to really upgrade them, tell them the worth of the teachers, because whenever I go for training, I also tell them, see, when you entered the school, you agreed to what you want to get paid. You agreed. But after coming into the system, then you're getting the salary, and then you crib, अरे इतने पैसे में इतना काम करना है. No. But whatever duration you are, give your 101% in that job. You will grow. Trust me, you will grow. So that thing I want to instill in the teachers. You are not doing for the school, you are learning for your own self. And I have learned that way. I have learned that way because nobody was there to teach us. If we get that, if we are able to create that change in children's mind, that change in the teacher's mind, and bring that love, affection, that bonding, and that relation amongst everybody, then that's somewhere I think I should be able to be very happy taking it further down.
Yeah, that's really great to know, ma'am. And it was, I must say, the whole session, it was lots of learning and lots of inspiration. Thank you very much, ma'am, for
It's
joining with
my
us and sharing so much of knowledge with us. It was really great to know your way of working and how you have been working in a unique way to inspire millions of people around the world. Thank you very much, ma'am. And
thank you
also
so
thank
much.
you to Ravi Shankar sir, Zeenat ma'am, and Denul for their wonderful support to have back-to-back sessions of Beyond Education. Thank you once
Yes,
more.
I really appreciate. I mean, thankful to Mr. Ravi and Deenal, because I do see. I'm not active, but I do see what all work they're doing, and I really have that respect for Mr. Ravi and the team. And thank you so much. It was lovely getting to know you as well, Dr. Anju. Nice meeting you as well,
Thank
and
you.
thank you, IDYM, for giving this opportunity. Thank you. God bless.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Goodbye.
Thank you.